Hey folks, today I'll be talking about TZAAR. TZAAR is an abstract game from the GIPF project designed by Chris Berm. And, I think abstract games don't get enough love these days, so I wanted to highlight this one. Now, is this one worthwhile? Is it something you might want to stick in your collection? Is it one of the better ones in the grouping of GIPF games, which is a very famous project? Let's take a look and then we'll come back and I'll tell you what I think. To set up the game, you're going to randomly place all the pieces out on the table. If you don't like the random setup here on the playing board, you can do a pattern setup, but I like the random one just fine. Each player has three types of pieces. You have these completely blank ones, which are called tots. You have these like that called TZAAR, and you have these called TZAAR. Sounds great. And then each player, as you can tell, has more of these, most of these. You have more of these than you do of these, and you have the fewest of the TZAARs themselves. The game takes a name from those pieces. To start the game, every player normally gets 2 moves on their turn, but at the beginning, white only gets 1 turn, just to balance out a start player advantage. And so the game is very simple. On your first turn, you must capture. To capture is very easy. You're going to take a piece and capture something in a straight line of the opponent, like so. And so we would get that piece out of there. And that would be it for the white player. Now it would be the black player's turn, and the first turn again has to be capture. So they would capture this piece, and then for the second they have a choice. They can capture again, or you can make yourself stronger. What does that mean? This means if you go on top of yourself and this piece is now too high, it can capture anything 2 and below and cannot be captured by the single pieces. So that piece is safe. However, while you do that, you are diminishing how many pieces of each kind you have. If you ever run out of one of the 3 kinds of pieces I showed you, you lose the game. Also, if you are unable to make a move, you lose the game. So you have to be careful. At the beginning of the game, these start as being the weakest because you have the fewest of these, but the stronger you make these pieces, then the fewer of these you'll have eventually, and so that balance is going to start to shift the other way. You have to be very careful. Again, the distance does not matter as long as it's a straight line. Strength is height. So this can take all of these 1 levels, but it cannot be captured by anything until it itself has 4 or more pieces. That's it. Once you knock out one of your opponent's 3 types of pieces, or they cannot make a move, you win the game. So there you have it, TZAAR, a very simple game to explain, very simple to learn, but a tricky game. And I love the fact that in the game, the moves you have diminish as the game goes on instead of grow. The board will shrink. Every space that's empty on the board will not be populated again. So that's very interesting. The game starts with lots of moves, very easy, and then gets harder and harder as you play. I think that makes for a really neat and interesting curve to the rhythm, the cadence of the game. Now, as far as the GIPF project goes, the games are, most of them, very good. I think this is one of the absolute best games in that series. This was also the last one to come out, but this is just brilliant. It's simple to set up. I love the fact that you can just throw the pieces out there. It's one of the quickest in the project of all the abstract games in that project. It's about 15-20 minutes. And it looks great. I just love the look of these pieces. It's excellent. I love they all have that marbled look, but these have the gold staining in them, and then the black pieces have the silver stain in them, and they just really pop on the board. They look amazing. The quality is very good. These are really well built, and the game is just a solid abstract package. If you like abstract games at all, and have not checked this game out, TZAAR is one you need to look into. I give it my highest recommendation. It is absolutely one of my favorite games, themed or otherwise. Check it out, TZAAR.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.